This is Anantapuramu YouTube channel and welcome to our editorial session. So in our session, what do we discuss daily? Everyone knows that. So quote of the day for the motivational purpose, and in the one word substitutions which we are giving in extra, phobias and manias list are about to complete, and editorial vocab, the tough vocabulary, so and along with this phrasal verbs and the phrases which are used in the editorial are given in this editorial vocabulary session. So along with that, phrasal verbs are also we are in the alphabetical order. So around we have got to J is even completed, so we are in a K like that. So editorial analysis, today's editorial related analysis, and the last but not the least, test of the day will also be commenced, right guys? Now let's get to the quote of the day. Never regret a day without in your life. Good days give you happiness and bad days give you experience, obviously. So most of the people, they always regret in their life, so particularly like this day is bad and this shouldn't happen this day, some kind of things. So people experience, some people feel and regret always. So here the thing is, what we need to understand is, so we have to feel and fix in our mind that good days give us happiness, of course we know that, and bad days give us experience. That's what the thing we need to get to, right guys? So let's get to this phobias list. So what is phobias list of the day? So yes, let's get to phobias list. Excuse me. Okay, so today's phobias list is related to theophobia. Already we have got this link. Theo means religion or God, and fear of God is called as theophobia, and tocophobia is related to pregnancy or child related birth. Some people, some women definitely will have such a kind of phobia. And next, tonitorophobia is related to fear of thunder. Tonitro link is related to thunder. Topophobia is related to performing or particularly some places related fear, or particularly to do any performance. So having fear related to that performance is called as topophobia. And the last but not the least, toxic is the link related to poison, and poison related fear of poisoning is called as toxicophobia. Next, let's get to manias list of the day. So here manias, teutomania. Mania means obsession or craziness towards something. Teutomania is related to obsession. Teutonic are German related things. Next, thanatomania. Thanatomania is one has been affected by death magic or resulting illness. You know, now and then we listen this black magic, death magic. So some people fall sick unnecessarily and like without knowing reason, medical reason especially, like they feel that so they have been affected by death magic, or always having that belief is called as thanatomania. Next, theatromania is related to plays. Here plays means not about playing a game or something like that. Plays means dramas related craze, like always they think and feel to go to plays or dramas. Next, theomania, believe that one is a god. Here theophobia, we got theophobia, fear of God. So one is a god, God is only one. Such kind of belief is called as theomania. However, theo is linked with God. And the last but not the least, timbromania is related to stamp collection, craze for stamp collection, always obsessed with that stamp collection is called as timbromania. Next, let's get to phrasal verbs of the day. So here we have got phrasal verbs. Let down. So already we got to L. So let down means disappoint. Don't let me down. Now and then we see this. You promised to come to the party, so don't let me down. That means don't disappoint me. So down always maximum in phrasal verbs especially, that indicates what we call negative sense. Remember that. Next, look after, to take care of something is called as look after. Everyone knows, and maximum people knows this look after. A babysitter looks after the children when their parents go out, so she takes care of the children. Next, look ahead. Ahead means like top, like towards future. So think of the future. It's time to forget the past and look ahead. So to move forward. Look down on, very important. Look down. I told you that. So down generally takes a negative sense. Consider as inferior. To consider someone as inferior. He tends to look down on anyone who is not successful. Whoever is not successful. So people they look down on such kind of people whoever are not successful is the point here. And let's get to the vocabulary. So today's vocabulary is a little less but important words are there here. Proposition, we know preposition, grammatical term. Here proposition means a concept or a premise or idea or assumption, especially a theory is called as proposition. Next, the sons of the soil. So the local inhabitants of a particular region, sons of the soil are populations that are culturally dominant in a region of a country, demographically subordinate to the dominant culture of that country, then threatened by the migration of settlers from the dominant culture into their historical homeland. Here sons of the soil in the sense so who are particularly native or endemic. So I am using this word endemic to particular area are called as sons of the soil. Nativism, so the political policy of supporting the interests of native inhabitants against those of immigrants. So especially this thing is immigrate the people whoever immigrated to particular places are afraid of these sons of soil because they feel that they are the inhabitants of that particular place right from a long time. That's why they have complete rights over that area compared to the immigrants. So nativism is also a political policy related to that. Decade is a pretty clear term to us. Dashabdamu, the period of 10 years is called as a decade. Next, domiciled. In that, domicile is also a word. Now and then we get this word, right? Domicile means the place of residence, residential certificate, domicile certificate. Domicile means relating to people who have permanent residence in a particular region. So used as an adjective in the context of the editorial. Unique means notable, like one of its kind, you say, one of its kind, remarkable, special. Next, sense. Sense means implication, intention, or like contextually. So it's a kind of spirit also. Spirit means don't take in a negative sense like soul or a ghost or something like that. Here spirit means so cheering up factor. Next, denoted verb forms to indicate something or to point to something, to represent something. And mainstream means accept or establish something by most people as a normal or conventional. Like mainstream, completely open thing is called as mainstream. Gloom, gloomy adjective. Gloom means depression, dejection, unhappiness, such kind of thing. We can call it as gloom, gloomy. Next, jump on. It's a phrasal, we got a phrasal verb here. Jump on means to give attention to something particularly, and that too suddenly. Jumping is a sudden thing, jump on also is a sudden thing, particularly giving attention to something suddenly. Next, bandwagon. Bandwagon means a popular activity which is currently a fashion. So whatever the right now trending fashion is generally called as bandwagon. And the last but not the least, move. So here mood is generally used in verb sense, but sometimes so she has a great move, she did a great move, like that even we use, and that is considered in noun sense. And what is the move? Initiative or action or measure or deed is called as a move. And next, let's get to vocabulary without delaying. A losing proposition on sons of the soil and jobs. A losing proposition idea, we got it. So concept is called as this proposition. Losing proposition, negative context, on sons of the soil and jobs. So sons of the soil means inhabitants out of a particular area and jobs related to them. Nativism is not a solution to India's growing unemployment crisis. However, nativism or being a favorite to particular area is not a solution for to this India's growing unemployment crisis. However, so unemployment has grown suddenly, has risen suddenly to an unlimited extent nowadays because of this lockdown and COVID induced crisis. India has seen many versions of the sons of the soil argument over decades. So however, India has experienced different versions of this sons of the soil argument over decades of time. MP Chief Minister Sreedhar'scce Chauhan's announcement that only those domiciled there would be eligible for government jobs in the state is not unique in that sense. So however, so MP CM declared so one thing, that is whoever domiciled means whoever got residence in that particular area, that particular job state, related persons only are eligible for government jobs. It's not unique in that sense. So however, because so many versions we have listened about the sons of the soil, at the same time it denotes a certain mainstreaming. It denotes a certain mainstreaming of nativism that more parties and states appear to be adapting. So however, so this kind of thing is taken as a mainstream, and so many states also started to adapt to the same technique. Mr. Chauhan's announcement was packaged as a promise to the youths of the state, but in reality it's a sign of a gloom. It's a sign of gloom. So however, this announcement related to this nativism and like taking the people of the state only for the government jobs, it's a good move according to the youth of that particular state, but but in reality, if you take, it's a sign of a gloom or a wrong thing or a depression related thing. How? Regional parties have always focused on local sentiments, but what is notable in recent years is the BJP and the Congress too jumping on the bandwagon. So actually jumping on the bandwagon is an idiomatic express. Let me explain. So here, so most of the regional parties, so they always prefer to prefer to give preference to the local people and the local sentiments. So here the most important thing is so central parties like BJP and Congress also are trying to jump onto the bandwagon. Jump onto the bandwagon means to follow the same fashion which is trending, right guys? So the Congress in MP, that is Madhya Pradesh, is supporting the move, and in Maharashtra it is part of the ruling coalition led by the Shiv Sena, which is pushing measures to give priority to locals in employment in the private sector. So here, so in MP Madhya Pradesh, so it's Congress is supporting the move, like the thing announced by Chief Minister Sreedhar'scce, and in Maharashtra, so about this parting coalition led by Shiv Sena is pushing these measures to give priority to locals even in the private sectors. So that's also a move in Maharashtra. Next, similar moves from states such as Karnataka, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana and Telangana in recent years to introduce various types of domicile eligibility for job seekers in private and government jobs have either been aborted or had limited outcomes. So what other things happened in the recent years in the remaining states like Karnataka, Gujarat, AP, Haryana and Telangana? So these things, so they tried to introduce various types of domicile, that particular inhabitant related eligibility for job seekers both in private and government jobs have either been aborted, so they have stopped, or so they had limited outcomes so compared to the expected result. But measures that raise artificial barriers go against the grain of national integration, which includes market integration. So here, so the artificial, so these measures, they raise artificial barriers which go against, that barriers go against what? However, national integration is disturbed with this, so which includes market integration also is getting disturbed because of this. So let's get to the next thing in this. There are regional particularities to be considered nevertheless. So in spite of that, so regional particularities also have to be considered. Some states require a certain proficiency in the language to be employed in government jobs, which is for administrative reasons. Yes, you see in banking sector, they prefer local language preference, right? So to get them into the government jobs, so local language is proficiency is required to some government jobs, so particularly for administrative reasons. These are exceptions provided. There are also restrictions on movement of people into tribal areas of India. However, these kind of restrictions are also there in India regarding the movement of people, especially in tribal areas. There are exceptions provided in the legal and constitutional scheme of India to manage its remarkable diversity. So even there are so many exceptions in legal and constitutional scheme of India. So so actually we belong to a diverse country, so many diversities exist, so those to be managed having this legal and constitutional schemes, so those also act as exceptions to different reasons. Inciting local passions in order to divert public attention from the real challenge of generating employment for the country's swelling youth population falls in a different realm. So here this thing, local passions, inciting means this provoking this local passions, so to divert this public attention so from the real challenge. What is the real challenge right now? Generating pure employment for the country's swelling youth. Swelling means so they are getting increased lot on lot, so they are so these things, as it is a challenge, so it's getting into a different realm, different area, zona. Migrant populations fulfill a market demand, created by gaps in skills and preferences. So however, this is also to be considered. Migrant population who are got immigrated to a particular place, they fulfill a market demand created by gaps in skills and preferences. That is one reason why government orders and even laws of the past in several places that mandated quotas for locals. Even laws of the past in several that mandated quotas for locals in employment were not enforced. So they were not enforced at all also, because this is one of the main reasons in several places in the past. The specter of locals losing out to migrants is hugely exaggerated and often designed to beguile the people. So especially these people, locals, so they feel that they are losing out to migrants in this skill factor that is hugely exaggerated, and even so to confuse people, this factor is being used by so many states related politicians. In Gujarat, politicians including those of the ruling BJP continue to raise a hue and cry for a domicile quota of 85% in the private sector workforce, whereas the government data showed in 2017 that 92% of it was local already. So here in Gujarat, what happened, so even this ruling BJP also, this also continued to raise this hue and cry for a domicile quota 85%, but in 2017 the data showed that 92% was already local. India has a severe unemployment crisis, and efforts that match the challenge are badly needed. So here, however, keeping this sons of soil concept aside, so concluding this, so we need lots of efforts to match this challenge of unemployment today. So they are badly needed. Nativism is not a part of the solution. However, so preferring this nativism is not at all a solution for this unemployment crisis. In fact, it can aggravate, make something worse the crisis by creating a hostile environment in investment growth and employment generation. So this nativism, even it can aggravate, means it can make something excess, this crisis, by creating a hostile environment, not supportable, not comfortable environment to investment. So other people don't want to invest because all local people exist, and even skilled people don't exist. So that's why, so hostile environment to investment, and obviously that relates to growth, and obviously that relates to employment generation. So that's why, so we have to check the things which are going to provide employment, which are going to remove this unemployment crisis. That's the thing we need to do immediately. So lots of efforts have to be taken immediately to face this challenge of unemployment crisis right now which are happening. So keeping these apart, that's all for the day, and let's get to the questions. Yes, so what are the questions here? Yes, and so what are these questions? Test columns questions. So you have to match the questions related here. So simple shortcut method. Would plus V1 is required. V1 in the sense I can eliminate 2. 2 eliminated in the sense already option A is eliminated. Again 1 and 3 and 1 and 3. 1 and 3, 1 and 3 both have chances, because enraged, enabled. So keep them in hold. Next, for the dash level of exam, so you need to check. For the dash level of examination, so we have got 3 options: 1, 5, 3, 4, 3, 6. Actually, what do you need here? Dash level means noun, and you need adjective. Higher chances, extended, all 3 have chances. Agencies for the dash level of examination, higher level of examination, extreme eliminated, extended level of examination is also eliminated. What can we go with? So 3, 4. 3, 4 is obviously the answer. We did not read the sentence, observe that particular factor. So do you understand how I did this? So would plus V1 in this, so second one is eliminated. Next, adjective, all adjectives are kept in hold. So I went to options. So to link is not there, that's why I eliminated. So then I went to next contextually, which kind of thing is preferred, in the sense higher level of examination, extreme level of examination, extended. So chances are more for higher level of examination. That's why I preferred 3, 4 as the answer. Let's get to the next question, guys. He said the COVID-19 dash in Delhi. So however, COVID-19 can be taken in adjective sense, and we require a noun. So 3 are nouns. So chances are there with 3 options. So keep them in hold. Next, last but not the least. So what do you go with? So here ending generally is taken as noun, here noun and here noun. So in these three options I can eliminate clear, because clear is adjective, and only leftover things are track and path. So almost both have similar senses. So here finally let's get to the answers, and clear related option is eliminated. Okay, and you got 1 5, 2 5, 3 6, 1 2 5, 1 5 3 6. And let's crack this. Enigma, so that means mysterious. COVID-19 mysterious, something contextually not eligible. So that's why I eliminate a 3 6 option. And next, situation and case, track and path. So in these two things we need to crack. He said the COVID-19 situation in Delhi was much better. COVID-19 case was much better. Preferably I go with 1 5. 1 5 is the answer. That means back on track. 1 5, back on path, back on track. So this is a collocation. Back on track is the most possible option. That's why answer is situation and track. That is 1 5. Let's get to the next question, guys. Okay. Next question. Dash and building. What is that? Dash and building. Not only was the construction site. Here, whenever we start with not only, we prefer subject inversion. Subject inversion plus HV plus S. So here, HV is was and the subject is the construction. That means was related. What can we have in the sense? So we prefer V3 or V4 or adjective. These are the things. Okay, and next and supports the next, and carries forward the next thing. Looted means V2 or V3. So we have got all three options in V2 or V3. So keep them in hold. So three options are in hold. Next, let's get to the next one. Were dash. What is that? Were dashed to the ground. Here, were same, was or were. Was or were, obviously take V3 or V4 or adjective. All are adjectives come V3. So there is no way to eliminate even a single option. Let's go to options and try to crack them. Let's go to 2 4. 2 4. Distinguished and combined. Whatever it is, let's get to the context of the sentence. In the process, not only was the construction site dash and building material merrily looted. Looted is negative word. Negative word in the sense governed is eliminated. Distinguished is eliminated. Vandalized is a negative word. Third option. Third option combination is only one. That is 3 6. 6 is bulldozed. Bulldozed is also a negative word. Answer is over. Answer is 3 6. Do you understand how I said that? Not only was the construction site vandalized and building material merrily looted, the old gates of the universities were bulldozed, means so destroyed, demolished to the ground is the answer. Is this clear, guys? That is the answer. That's why that's how I cracked it. Next, fourth one. Excuse me. Being generally takes a V3 form. That's why I eliminate the appreciation, which is a noun. Next, last one, dash contention. Contention is a noun, TION endings, and we require a adjective. So strong is adjective, fierce is adjective, distressed V3 form of adjective. So that's why we have got a chance of 3, all the 3 options. So let's see here. Okay, let's see the context here. Safeguarding the authentic heritage of Tagore is an objective that, while being connected all over India, laded all over India. Generally, connected prefers the preposition to, which is not available there. That's why I go with laded. Laded all over India, and not least in West Bengal, is also a point of dash contention. Dash contention. So what do we go with? Strong contention. Fierce means horrible, terrific contention. Distressed is meaningless. I go with 5. And actually 2 related, we have got only 2 options. 2 5 and 2 4. 2 5 is fierce, laded fierce. 2 4 is so laded and strong. Which is the most preferable one? 2 5. So Contention, first of all, if you know the meaning of contention, then you will get contention means a quarrel, a bitter quarrel, a fierce quarrel, a horrible, a terrific quarrel is preferable, not a strong quarrel. That's why the answer is 2 and 5, which is A. I hope you got the point, guys. And the last but not the least, fifth question. So more dash, more prefers adjective. Adjective. Future is noun and we prefer noun. Okay, whatever it is, let's see. So adjective is related, required in this. More comfortable, more crispy is wrong. Crispy we can take. So reassuring, V4 form of adjective, we can keep it in hold. Okay. So we have chances with 1 and 3. That's why 2 related options are eliminated. 1, 2 are eliminated, and you have got 1, 2, 3 options in hold. Okay, 1, 6, 2, 4. Sorry, 1, 6, 3, 6, 3, 5. That means 3 options, 3 related 2 exist and 1 related 1 exists. Next one, and much of the world face a very uncertain future dash by the. Yes, one more important thing, whenever you get by the at the ending, we prefer V3 form. V3 form in the sense 4 is eliminated. You got it, guys? So 4 is eliminated. That means you have got a ravaged or uninvited. Uncertain future, ravaged means destroyed, meaningless, uninvited by the COVID-19 pandemic. So preferably 6 is also chance of that. Ravaged means completely destroyed or demolished. So both have chances. See the context of the passage, sentence, and let's finish this. India's highest court seems even more comfortable when, reassuring when. So quote in the sense, so preferably we can go with a reassuring. Reassuring, and much of the world face a very uncertain future dashed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Even more reassuring when India and much of the world face. So India's highest court, that means Supreme Court, is trying to reassure the people when India and much of the world face a very uncertain future, ravaged, destroyed. That future was destroyed by the COVID-19 pandemic. That's why I'll go with 3 and 5. That means answer is 3, 5. That's all, guys. I hope you got the point. 3, 5 is the answer. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the class. You enjoyed watching the class, and let me repeat. So I'm going to come to you in that latest patterns class very soon, and so follow that class and follow this class. So very soon I'm going to get to root words, guys. So root words, through these root words you are going to crack maximum part of the vocabulary, so which are useful to all the competitive exams. That's why do follow our channel and subscribe and share with your friends, and last but not the least, don't forget to